Alright, here we go. I will consider this my first real race at Willamette Speedway. This is Friday night leading up to the big Saturday night 100 lap Hornet race, inaugural big deal race. So this here is the inverted main, qualified like 6th, 5th or 6th. And actually I think I was 6th. I got bumped up, as somebody dropped out, went to the back. And about 3 wide, turn 1. So this is very much a learning experience, and I walked into this race thinking I was taking a knife to a gunfight, and I was pleasantly surprised as this little $400 junkyard motor is occasionally bouncing off the limiter, legging out second like I'm Dale Earnhardt, man. Now the funny thing is, for the first time ever, from the motor revving so high, it's actually a very quiet, smooth car. But my ears were ringing 2 nights in a row. I don't know if it was a frequency thing, because you have your receiver in your ear. I even put duct tape over the top of it. A little bit of close racing action there. And we're slowly making our way up through the crowd here. And oftentimes in racing, it's learning other people's patterns and driving styles. And sometimes that can turn into an issue, which I'll kind of explain here. And when I point these things out, it's like when I have a clear track, you can watch my line, and what is extensively a quicker line, other racers may or may not know that fast line, or there's something about these damn neons, and I don't know what it is. I've never driven one, but they sure do a lot of goofy kicks, like mid-turn. Like, what is that? I don't even think that's a neon, but those two up front, and I think it's like an oversteer situation. And I guess my advice is, let the car walk out, and walk it out to the wall. Keep it from doing that, because it's very unpredictable. And holy Nelly, bro, that car was so far sideways that in my mind I was like, hey, no way he's gonna collect that. Well, some bitch if he did. And once again, another yellow. We had quite a few cautions. Trimmed it out, and as you can notice on the lens here, it's starting to get kind of psychedelic, man. Well, that's a mix of motor oil and power steering fluid. The motor oil, because it was pushing the dipstick out of the dipstick tube, and apparently we had enough, I don't know if you want to call it cavitation or pumping or blow-by or whatever the hell, it was venting out of the tube. And then with all this high RPM action, I imagine those headers were glowing. And the glowing headers and the close proximity to the power steering line, the rubber high-pressure hose, I believe it ballooned and was weakened and started puking out. So that's what all the stuff on the lens is. Now let's get back to that. Fast line, collides with the slower line, or the unpredictable line. So we'll have to gather our momentum again and get back up there. Remember, I believe I'm in an underpowered hot rod here. I'm having to make money out of horseshit. And where I make up my time is in the turns. You can see it plain as day. Like, here I come. Generally speaking, most everybody else will try and can damn near walk me up the straights. I mean, in particular, Bengal, way up in the front there, that thing's a rocket ship. But once again, getting loose through the middle of the turn. Just let go of the steering, not let go of the steering wheel, but let the car drive itself up to the wall. You know, stretch your turns out. The whole idea is to try and smooth the turns out as best possible, and keeping your foot in it as much as possible. So it's like this here is almost a double apex turn. So I come sweeping out. Let's try this again. Sideways again. Okay. Let's get close. Sweep it out. How am I going to do this? How the hell am I going to do this? And it's like, okay, up. Where are we at? Yeah, sweep it out. And I'm trying to figure it out because it's kind of hard when you got a car that's kind of taken up a couple of lanes right through where you want to sweep. So, unfortunately, as Corey Penfold would say, things get a little bit western. That was close, but that's all right. We're set up. Now we just got to carry the speed. Get in there. I guess the best part about oil on the lens is lets the dirt clods wick off. Here we go. Sorry, coming through. Excuse me, pardon me. Now, follow me. That's the best advice I can give any racer. If somebody's quicker than you, follow them. Follow them as best you can. And I'm not tooting my own horn, but I am. Proof's in the pudding. I just got by, but I had to do a little bit of contact to get there. And of course I'm going to say, you know, watch these lines. I know that I kind of botched them up once I was all alone. Kind of give it a little too much trail braking and get a little bit loose, and or I try up high, like right about here, and it's like, yeehaw, a little bit ruddy. And by this point of the race, my power steering is starting to give up, which I've never done before, and actually it isn't bad. But it will try to take the steering wheel out of your hands on certain ruts. Luckily, Willamette Speedway is pretty damn smooth. And as close to, I don't want to call it a super speedway, but yeah, this is the biggest track I've ever run, and with this thing and the RPMs, yeah, I think I'm Dale at the moment. So starting to run out of real estate in this 25 lap race. Matthew Bengal out front, and I'm working my way towards some lap traffic here. And there you go. There's some overdriving or over trail braking. Getting a little goofy. I'm trying things out, and that's the thing. You want to kind of continue to search because the track is a continually changing surface. It is a veritable quandary of ways around the track. There isn't just one line. You need to learn how to access many different lines, especially when you have traffic. So you have to be open, and it's like if you have to go wider, you want to keep your foot in the gas more to keep up with the pace. Last lap, coming up on Micah Maynard, and he don't know I'm there, so I'm aware of that. And they get a little funky there, and once again, he don't know I'm here. Checkered flag, good enough for second place. What? I came to this race thinking I was coming to do laps for practice, not place second. that's part one of Friday night. And I will edit and post part two here momentarily. Stay tuned.